Ah, yes. A stark, completely inanimate, softly glowing reminder of what I need to be doing immediately. Because apparently, even though it was my initial mission objective for the day to. Okay. It was my initial mission objective for the day to investigate Weave Lad's well, it turns out we're going to have to go to the Termitary first. Day 8, by the end of which the Bachelor can prove once again that the Earth is never up to any good. The Earth being the district of the town, presumably, and not just the Earth. Not just this thing here. You'd hope. Yeah, so... Yes, Aspity. That's what we were doing. We're going to Aspity first because we needed her on side in our war against the Olgimskis. I remember what was happening. You'll have to bear with me. I'm very old. I'm very old. Brain no work good anymore. I'm basically 1 foot in the grave at this point, at the grand old age of 30, whatever the fuck I am. So, sometimes things just sort of slip through my fingers like the sands of time. Yeah. Yeah, just like the sands of time. Speaking of the sands of time slipping through my fingers, I was hoping to get this game, or this campaign of this game, at least I do eventually intend to do the Changeling one as well, because why would I do 2 out of 3? That's just silly. But I was hoping to get the Bachelor's campaign wrapped up before I move house. Unfortunately, I'm moving house on Wednesday, and I don't think that's going to happen at this point. And then my internet connection will just be fucking gone for like a week and a half. I just will not have one. So, unfortunately, it seems I'm going to have a bit of a dry spell. What I might end up doing is recording the videos anyway, and then just uploading them once I get my internet back. Just because it keeps me in the sort of habit of playing the game regularly and not being in a position where I just have absolutely no clue what's going on. But that's production stuff for the future, you know what I mean? That's not relevant to what's happening right now, because what's happening right now is actually fuck all. To be honest, it's a pretty slow day in Pathologicville. What's this guy doing? I saw her drunk and I started gravitating towards him, but he was doing some weird animation that I'm not super familiar with. Oh, how voracious Mother Nature is! What is her wrath that is to be withstood, oh friend? If only I could wet my whistle, I'd gladly give you anything on earth in exchange for a gulp of chilly spring water. Oh, that's convenient, because I have 5 gulps of chilly spring water just for you, my good friend. Aren't I good? Aren't I nice? All he wanted was a single chug, and I'm out here providing him with enough water to see him through the next, best part of a week. I'm such a good guy. Such a good guy. All in exchange for a dirty rag to bind my wounds in. My health is actually hella low. I can't remember how we got to this position. I thought I slept fairly recently and as such should have gained most of my health back, but I don't know, I might have got stabbed or something and not saved. I think that might have been what happened. I don't know. Can't be expected to know things that I personally have done fairly recently, can I?
Yes.
That bitch, she has us over a barrel. Sir freaking prize. Aspity, say, do you by any chance know what Vlad the Younger was digging out? Ah, the leech won't crack. Thinks he's the smartest, and also he seems to think that he can get out of this deal, and that well with his hands and name clean. Okay, but that's fine. I know how to make him talk, alright? How? It's simple. Just reveal to the world all those thousands of lives that have perished in the few days because of him. And to think that I, a simple girl that I am, blamed the father. Shame. What a shame. What are you talking about? It was he who ordered to close down the Termitary. He hid the truth from his father, blamed it all on some imaginary strike. He knew how to get to the old man, to make him mad, and to make him damn everyone inside. But Big Vlad knew about the disease. He found out eventually, of course, took the fall for the air. He's done, he's old, he doesn't care about additional stains on his tired conscience, whereas a son has a town to rule. And to be popular with. That's essential to ruling. Has Vlad the Younger even had that kind of power? Oh, he's a nimble one, the youngling. He crawled into the kin's heart like a snake, got us webbed, got to know us. He started talking to the wardens. Oh yeah, he had that kind of power. Well, now he'll tell me everything I want to know. That'll sour his arrogant attitude quite a bit. Very good. I didn't know that. I don't think I knew that anyway. Did I know that? Maybe I did know that. Yeah, actually, now I think about it, I think maybe I did know that. I seem to remember there being a decision to make between outing Vlad the Younger as being the one who closed down the Termitary or foisting the blame on Big Vlad. And I let Big Vlad take the fall, as I recall, when I was Harry Specs. But now that I'm Bachelor, all this information is... Sorry, I'm just really distracted by this dog. They're so rare. They're so fucking rare in this game. And they don't seem to do anything, they just like run about. It's really weird. I don't know why they exist. I really don't. I don't know if maybe they kill rats. Like like the way guardsmen go after knife men, dogs go after rats, possibly. I don't know. But they don't, like... They only seem to be in that specific area as well, just like around the warehouses, and then they just sort of run about and don't really seem to do anything, so I don't know. I'm sure they have a purpose. Everything in this game has a purpose. It's just never particularly clear what that purpose is, and very possible to miss that purpose, despite having played through the game in its entirety. Weird, huh? Like, I don't even know what the purpose of half the major NPCs in this game are, never mind anything else, so, you know, can't be expected to have the full raison d'etre of a dog available to me, can we? Do I have enough to trade with a guard for food? I do. I do. Can't afford the smoked meat, but I will take the vegetables. Thank you. Thank you very much, my good friend. I like these guards. It's a shame they're so painfully killable, isn't it? It's a shame they have a habit of dropping really useful items, because it encourages murder against people who are, you know, generally pretty useful otherwise. Oh well, never mind, eh? I don't know why I went all the way around the bottom of the train station at the beginning of this video. I really don't. Like, this route is definitely a lot shorter and more direct. I was just sort of feeling my way, I think, you know. Still processing exactly what it was I needed to do. Oh, no. No.
Changeling knows something. Or she was promised something.
So you haven't left. That certainly does you credit. So this is the person who's responsible for turning the Termitary into a mass grave. Who told you that? That's not important. What's important is whether I'm going to relay that to the Inquisitor. No use denying it now. I knew that the truth would come out when the Termitary is unlocked. I just hoped I'd have more time before that. No such luck, I suppose. Have time for what? A well and an epidemic. The concepts are inseparable, aren't they? Stories of the epidemics that happened during the Dark Ages always make mention of wells. Vagrants were hanged for poisoning them. Infected meat was tossed there. Bucket loads of plague were dredged up. Yes, I've heard those stories. As you can plainly see, there's no water in my well. It's empty. No one dredged up handfuls of poison from it. You can inspect the earth from the pile. The topmost layer of it belonged to the deepest underground one. It's just earth. Nothing out of the ordinary. And what did you need it for? Oh, alright, I lied to you. Obviously, I'm not endeavouring to find oil here. The well is my first step towards a lifelong dream, an archaeological excavation. I'm interested in the ancient culture of the steppe peoples. I'm studying strata, layers. By the way, where did the taboo come from? Why is digging wells forbidden? It's not exactly taboo. According to local legend, it's simply pointless. You won't find any water. The blood from the earth is hidden from the people. That's one of the local myths, and it's true. We've dug about 100 meters down and found no moisture. Fascinating, isn't it? Where do the springs come from, then? It's another curious phenomenon. I can't claim to be a specialist in this, though, but the builders, the ones who erected the termitary and the stone houses in earth, maintain that the springs are somehow enclosed in layers of solid compacted clay with sand deposits, although the water is supplied as if through pipes. Don't lie to me, Vlad. I may not be a specialist in clay either, but I'm good enough at microbiology. The thing that's eating up your blood was born underground in mineral deposits. I don't know anything for sure. Moreover, I've found nothing to support that theory. The earth in the well is clean, and the deeper I dig, the cleaner and denser it becomes. Pure sand and solid white clay. But why didn't you tell me of your suspicions? Because if my theory proved to be correct, we would have no choice but to raze the town's residential districts, wipe out everything between the abattoir and the Gorkon. You might be right. Yes. You can have a sample and analyse it at your will, a sample of sand and clay. If it's necessary, I can even call my people and have them dig it up again, but honestly, you're going to need to dig a deeper hole than that. And I think I know how to find one. The abattoir. Where they pour all the blood into a big hole, because that's a normal thing to do. Is that what my quest's gonna point me towards? Yeah. The road to the abattoir will have to pass through the termitary. Superintendent Tychik is dead, and the overall state of affairs is best described as absolute anarchy. Nevertheless, I'm certain that someone will have to accept the burden of authority sooner or later. Whoever it will be, he will allow me passage into the bowels of the earth. Alright, I guess we're... Nope. Yeah, I guess we're heading to the termitary. Presumably because we're not allowed access... Why am I going the long way again? Presumably because I'm not allowed access to the abattoir without getting someone's permission, so we're going to have to go to... we're going to have to go to the termitary first and get that permission. Presumably from Tychik's daughter, the Mother Superior. From what I remember. Interesting. I do wonder if I'm sort of walking into certain death, though. Like, someone was talking about some shit going down in the termitary, right? About a gang that had set up in there and was doing some shady shit. So I'm expecting to not exactly be welcome when I arrive there. I mean, last time I was in the area, I was dealing with the Hunchback and his army of pyromaniacs, so, you know, it's not been exactly a welcoming place for Mr. Daniel Dankovsky recently. Or at all. In fact, I've just straight up not been into the termitary or the abattoir as Dankovsky yet. And I just don't think, like, you need to be a certain bloodline, a certain spiritual sort of rank or whatever to be allowed in that place, right? Into the abattoir, at least. I think the termitary might be the same. It's like the slaughter of the oxen is like a ritualistic thing, right? And you need to have like the religious rite in order to do it, and presumably even be in the area while it's happening. So I remember it being a pretty major part of Harris Specs' story about proving himself to go in there and everything. So I just don't think Dankovsky's going to be allowed in at all. But we'll see what happens, I suppose. Maybe things will be a bit different now that I am Dankovsky. That I have become Dank. We are going the right way here, aren't we? Yeah. For some reason I was thinking it was just pure dead end round here, but there is actually a cut through, thankfully. A lot more water while I'm here. Keep seeing drunkards, but they're all like really far off in the distance, and I don't want to derail myself that hard when I've got stuff to do. I don't know how long today's quests are likely to take, but they seem pretty a bit more intense than some days, you know. There's been days where there's not really been much on, but this one seems like it's a bit more of a major plot point sort of day, so I want to be getting on with that really. As much as I can, at least. Not going to stop me nipping in here real quick and seeing if there's any useful food on sale. Like bread and... oh, that's fresh fish, that's too expensive. I'll take the bread though. I'll take the bread. Thank you. This area is infected again then. This was the first area infected, right? Back on day 2 or whatever. This was the first area that got stinky. I guess it's come full circle. Re-stinkified itself. The north of Earth. I mean, while we're here. Literally just saying I don't want to derail myself too much and just get on with my quests, but food is like kind of scarce, and I want to make sure I've got enough of it to see myself through the remaining 4.5 days. Is it 5.5 days? I don't know, maths is hard, man. Right, termitary. Is it going to be in the big side or the little side, I wonder? Can we go in the little side? Nope. Can we go in the big side? Yes. That was some loading it was doing there. Let's do a save real quick, because we've not done one of them yet, and we are 17 minutes into this video already. Holy fuck. All that time, and I haven't saved a single time. I'm just going to head to where I think Taya is her name, right? Taya Cheek. Where I think she hangs out. I can't remember if it's this floor or the next one up, to be honest, but we'll find out. Yeah, I think it's the next one up. I still don't think I've ever actually explored this area properly. I've always been like on a really strict time limit and just been like frantically trying to get shit done whenever I've come in here. I never really like looked at the place at all, in fact. Those are some big old sacks of presumably meat based on like the blood staining down the bottom of it. It's pretty ominous. Hello.
I've got almost no toys left.
Taya, I was right. Here he is, here he comes. Listen everyone, this is a doctor. He came from outside. Will you do me a favour? Gladly. Will you let me into the abattoir then? Will you bring me the person that got us all locked in here when everybody got sick? And what would happen to that person? Well, I want to ask him why he had us locked up, and then ask him some more. It doesn't take a genius to see that you're going to kill him. No, we're not going to kill him. We'll take him. I don't want to refuse, but I have to, apparently. If you do what I'm asking of you, I'll open the passage to the abattoir. For you. Okay, that changes things. Wait here, I'll be back. Interesting. Well, I mean, I guess we know what we've got to do now then. Back to Vlad the Younger, I suppose, unless we want to... We might get the same choice Harrispex had, actually. We might get the same choice that we had in the other campaign, where we can either bring them Vlad the Younger or bring them Big Vlad. Honestly, like last time I did that because Vlad the Younger seemed like a pretty sound guy, and I sort of wanted to protect him and maybe off his slightly conniving father in order to place him in power, sort of thing, you know? I figured that would be the better thing for the community overall, even if it was actually Vlad the Younger's fault. However, it does seem that Vlad the Younger is also a bit of a twat, now that we've got to know him, you know what I mean? He's just more subtle about being a twat. Big Vlad will, you know, just be an arsehole to your face, just straight up insult you and refuse to help you and make life as difficult for you as possible, whereas Vlad the Younger is more of a subtle twat, you know? He twats beneath the waves. Waiting to twat as soon as he smells blood. I mean... How do I... Like, I've not gotten a new quest marker to go back to Vlad the Younger, but I really don't know what else this could mean. Right? It was pretty straightforward what she was asking there, so I guess I'll just do it. Now, it seems like if you want any Olgimski in charge, it probably wants to be Capella, who is, you know, clearly a little bit nuts, and also fairly conniving herself, but she just seems less like outwardly aggressively bad guy, you know what I mean? She's at least like trying to make a thing of looking after the next generation and stuff, you know, keeping the kids safe and everything. But then it's not really like the other two families are any better. That's sort of the overarching theme of Pathologic though, isn't it? Realistically, it's like the town is falling apart, but nothing gets done because the three major families are just continuing with their petty squabbles, you know? The Kanes, the Sabarovs, and the Olgimskis just would rather try and leverage the shitty position the town's in order to make a power grab or whatever than actually help the citizens. So like all three families are obviously painted as being pretty crooked and not helpful in any way. So realistically, like, the ending that we got as the Haruspecs, where it was like setting up Khan Kane, I hate that name so much, and Capella as sort of the next generation of leaders, was probably the best you can realistically hope for. Just like hope the next generation don't fuck it up as bad as this generation did, sort of thing. But obviously they are still Kanes and Olgimskis, and I don't know, presumably the Sabarovs. And they don't seem to have a kid, do they? I guess they took shit, what's her face? The Changeling in as their Clara? I think? Why have I forgotten her name? They took her in as sort of like a surrogate daughter, I guess. So I guess if anyone's gonna lead the town on behalf of the Sabarovs, it will be her. So I don't know. As I say, they all still follow in their parents' footsteps by the looks of it, by the way they behave. So it doesn't look like there's any great hope for the town at the end. But we're getting ahead of ourselves, because we're most definitely not at the end yet. There's quite a lot to do yet, it seems. I might actually just use one of those bandages. I keep trading for them and then I just stockpile them, but honestly I kind of need the health right now. Don't want to be in a position where I just fuck up and die, you know, and lose a load of progress. I'd rather not be walking around a single knife slash from death if I can avoid it. Right, for the third time today, we return to Vlad the Younger.
It is easier to govern others than to prevent being governed.
You haven't left. That certainly does you credit. I've come to relay an order issued by a little girl. That's just lovely. Are you talking about Murky? No. One tie cheek. The orders come from beyond the grave now. Summonses even. The only mistake here being that she's alive and well. Impossible. Did they bring her up with their meat? I don't know. I didn't go into that much detail. Are you joking? She really wants to see the person who ordered the termitary closed. As far as I understand, I'm not the only person she's asked for assistance with this matter. Barack will probably ignore her request, but as for Clara... Yes, I must go there immediately. If I don't, they'll kill my father. Please warn him. Tell him not to go to the termitary under any circumstances. I shall go immediately. I must come to them before my father beats me to it. That is very honourable of you. I'll warn your father and follow as soon as I can. Hopefully I'll get a chance to speak in your defence. I'm not gonna. I do not care. Honestly, if one or both of the Olgimpskis end up dead as a result of this, that's just 2 less people to have to deal with, you know? 2 less spanners for my works. Like, obviously, it's hard to side with any of the ruling parties, but the Olgimpskis generally seem to be the worst of the 3 a lot of the time. I don't know, maybe it's just because they screwed the Harrispeks over and have just been openly hostile to Dankovsky that I'm sort of led to feel that way about them, when obviously Saburov has just used this whole thing as a power grab and then not been very cooperative after having done that, and the Kanes are just sort of cloistered away in their own little world, obsessing over fucking bullshit. So, I mean, none of them are great, but, like, yeah, the Olgimpskis feel like they're the best one to take out of the equation. Because, I mean, let's face it, if there was only one ruling family left, then there wouldn't be any need for power struggles, and the one remaining ruling family could hopefully do some fucking good for once, you know what I mean?
A fine foreman he is.
My path was long and hard, like my penis.
Talked to Harrispeks head to head.
Is it true that you covered for your son? What is this slanderous rubbish? I know everything, drop the act. Why on earth would I cover for him? It was he, not you, who locked up the termitary while fully aware of the epidemic, wasn't it? My boy was absolutely in the right. Naturally, he was at a loss. His decision was too radical. He couldn't inform anyone else because it was just that kind of day. You lot came to crowd us when it was already too late. We knew by then that unlocking the termitary would mean destroying the town. And yet you've decided to take the fall for him. As if the fall was obligatory, his hand was forced. And then his mouth was shut, he had no choice. He cared for me in his own way. He did everything exactly like I taught him. And so I did my best to take care of him when it was my turn. What are you going to do now? I'm responsible for everything, since the day when I learned of his actions from him personally, if I might add. I remain responsible for them. Well, it's your choice.
Why are my children...
I advise you to steer clear of the termitary. Well, I've never been particularly eager to visit it. Why would I? It seems that its dwellers are all too eager to bring to account the person who's caused them so much harm. Once again, they see the root of all evil in me. I think there's no need for you to hurry. Be strong. I was trying to talk him into going instead of Vlad the Younger. I was doing my best, but there didn't seem to be an option for that. I guess I head back to the termitary now. I was just gonna nip in here real quick, because I've got a lot of money, right? Like, if there's anything worth buying, I might as well buy it. How am I off for... I'm not particularly good on alpha and beta tablets, am I? There we go. Just keep me stocked for a little while. So back to Taya now, I suppose. And then we'll still have to go through the abattoir, presumably, if she is actually going to let me in there. Lot to do, busy day. How are we doing for time? Oh, it's still not even midday. Look at this, flying through this. Absolutely hammering this quest. Like a pro. A professional, that is. Not a procrastinator, because that would be the exact opposite of what I'm doing. What is this? What is this meager selection? I will take your walnut, knowing I can trade it for Schmauder, but everything else is useless to me. Useless. This way, I guess. I was wondering if I could maybe try and skirt around the infected part of town, but I just don't think that's going to be an option, is it? I'm just going to have to stride through, head held high, boldly going where no man has gone before, aside from all the people who go there on a regular basis. Oh, I already knew she was infected, didn't I? That's not new information. I haven't actually checked today, though. Nope. I'll get there in the end. There we go. My posse are all still good, honestly. My posse are all still good. It's possible that some of the other characters are infected, but none of mine. Mine take priority, unfortunately. I don't know if there is any benefit to curing people who aren't your bound. I don't know if I would get something for curing Anna Angel. I mean, like, if we get around to day 12 and I've still got Schmauder left and all my people are cured, then I might just sort of do a rounds and see if there's anyone else I can cure and just to see if I get anything worthwhile for doing that. Like, if there might just be like an achievement or something for finishing the game with everyone healthy. But that's quite a tall order, I imagine, because I mean, I've only got 2 Schmauder still, right? I had 3, but I had to use 1 for something. I either cured someone or traded one for a quest or something, right? So I lost my train of thought. But yeah, they are pretty hard to get, is my point. Is all I was really getting at there. And you know, if say like 3 or 4 people from each of the selections, each of the sets get infected, then that's going to be like 12 Schmauders, and that's a very tall order indeed. I should probably be trying harder to trade for them, to be honest. Should be seeking out more little creepy girls. I feel like I have talked to everyone I've seen, but they do seem to be more common in buildings than just out on the street, so maybe I should do more break-ins. Make use of all these lockpicks I'm constantly carrying around with me. Daya. Hiya.
Yes?
You got a stain on your nose. Well, thanks. That's really cool. I delivered your message to Olgimsky the Younger. He promised to come. He did come. What have you done to him? We had him locked up for now. Fair's fair. He locked us up. Now it's our turn. We'll see how it goes. Tell the butchers to let me in, please. I will. You'll get the rite of passage. Come back in half an hour before midnight. The boulder will be rolled away. Good. This is good. Can I speak to Vlad?
Lyra is a head taller now. Yeah.
What's the news around the termitary? People kill people. Some of them are crazy, very bad. Does it make you feel scared? No, but it makes me feel sad, big time. I don't know, that just made me laugh, that turn of phrase. Caught me off guard a bit. They tried to keep me in the dark at first, told me nothing. Then I realised everything on my own. But I'm still not allowed to go outside, but I will. Ha! Why won't your servants do something? They're not servants. And I'm about to get mad at you. And there, don't be mad. A slip of the tongue. So, nothing to do until midnight, huh? Here I was rushing. An interesting bit of wall there, mate. Here I was rushing about as if I had mere seconds to get everything done, and it turns out that I've got to just wait till midnight now. It's a good opportunity to just look about the termitary, though. This box is sus, as the kids say. No, nothing in there. Okay. I've really just not explored this place at all, so... I don't expect to find anything in here, mind you, but maybe I'll find where they're keeping Vlad. Get to have a little chat with him, perhaps. I don't know whether he'll actually be in a place, or if he's not up there then, I guess. Or if he's just completely, like, removed from the equation for now. Guess we'll find out in due course. Doesn't look like we can go up that side either. Shame. It's just a load of shitty empty rooms, isn't it? I wasn't really expecting anything else, but... yeah, I figured it was worth having a look about. Taking in the sights. The joyous wonders to behold. Oh, look at this. A double room. How exciting, how extravagant, how positively luxurious. And cool noises in here as well. Itaya was going on about people killing each other in here, but it all seems pretty chill, to be honest. People are just hanging out. People are just having a good time. I ain't seen no murder. Seen lots of dead bodies, granted, but it all seems so. Hold up. Note from Ayan. Strange guests are walking all around your house. I'm uneasy around them. Please come back soon. My house, huh? I guess it's officially my house now. I guess Ayan's my caretaker. I guess I'll go and see what's going on with that. Who are these strange guests going to be? Do you think maybe Barack and Clara, possibly? Potentially? I guess there's only one way to find out, isn't there? Could also just be some, like, tragedians. Still don't know how to pronounce that word. Yeah, some representatives of the theatre, perhaps. They sort of get around a lot and are often pretty strange. This gives us something to do, doesn't it? More than just waiting till midnight. I wonder if this is going to be the classic spanner for the works for today, you know? We're going to get over there and it's going to turn out that something is going to complicate the matters with us going to the abattoir. I wouldn't be surprised. That's usually how things go in Pathologic. Nothing's ever as straightforward as you'd hope it would be. For that perfect immunity. Didn't even kill myself doing it either. Yeah, as I say, I'm still not 100% on the way immunity works, but I think it's just like when you're in an infected district, your infection ticks up. And the rate it ticks up is dependent on how low your immunity is. I think that seems to be the sort of gist for how it works, and I did not understand that at all. I understood that the two stats were tied in some way, you know, like obviously having lower immunity meant you're likely to get more infection, but I just didn't really clock that infection just sort of goes up while you're in an infected district. I thought it was walking through the gas clouds or getting bit by rats or whatever that increased your infection, but I think they lower your immunity and make you more prone to getting infected. I think that's how it works. Don't quote me on that. I also just need my my keyboard tray from underneath, in case you're wondering why I just suddenly violently looked at the sky. My hand was off my mouse because I was gesturing at the screen, as if you can see what I'm saying when I talking like an Italian right now, with my hands, not in a racist accent. But yeah, I had a point at some point, and now it's gone, and I don't care. Take that, society. I call that Rat Society. Those are two different rat models. That's the first time I've realised there are multiple rat models in this game. Because I think that's the first time I've ever seen two side by side, to be honest with you. Very rare that there's that much ratting involved in one tap. Oh, there's a rat. There's a rat and two knife men. I just don't want to bother with it, to be honest. I'll just try and slip around the back and not have to deal with any of that. Normally knife men were like a cool thing to find because they were basically free money and potential knives which could be sold for more money and other good things. But at this point I've got so much money that I'd rather just stay alive, you know? Let's do another save slot. You never have enough save slots. Never, ever, ever. Tell you what, I'll help with this one. I mean, it was free, right? $6? This game just keeps throwing knives at me. Have you noticed how many knives I've picked up? I swear I didn't get like half that many in the entire campaign when I was playing through last time. Or maybe I did and I was just selling them more rapidly because I knew they were worth money and I was constantly in need of money. I never really let them stockpile in my inventory quite so much. Right. Nearly back now. Find out what's going on with these strangers in my house. And maybe sleep? Maybe sleep. My exhaustion's not particularly low, but it could be higher. Could do with pumping my health up a little bit. Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that. Thank you. I'm not fighting that rat. There, I made a stand. But this was unexpected. The many people who could have shown up here, I wasn't expecting a squad of dog heads. What's going on? I have a terrible headache. Well, I'm sorry to have bothered you. Go on, what do you want then? What a lovely lady. She welcomed us, she did. She talked to us. Children are not allowed to be in contact with the kin people, you know. Forbidden fruit and all that. It is the sweetest one. And who might these petitioners be? Petitioners indeed. Well, see, we've heard all about your efforts, so, well, we've decided to set up embassy here. We've been told all about your plan to sterilise us all. What? Who told you this drivel? Wrong wording, I guess. I meant curing is, making us healthy, that is. Distributing protective pills, wiping us with spirits, gargle with mouthwash if you please, bathe your feet like a good kid you are, to avoid the infection and stuff. Like, the Cockney kind of suits him, you have to admit, right? Ah, yes, I see, yes, I did indeed have such a plan. Uncle Bachelor, we don't need vaccine. The order was the Inquisitors, but you'll be held responsible. Don't. It'll be a simple waste of precious medicine. Better give it to our families. We're all healthy up there, and healthy we will remain, and on art. What's that supposed to mean, young man? Our tower is magical. It protects us from the outer world. Everyone knows that, duh. And we're like, see, if you care about us so much, better bring us some dry blue fire that doesn't burn paper. You've come from another place, after all. Do they have that kind of fire there? The tower, magical. Sounds fishy. I think it demands a thorough inspection. Please don't. Khan won't let you in. You're contagious. How are you lot going to return then? We're not. We're an operational squad. Tomorrow we'll be sent on a very important mission to deal with the oppressors that are trying to exterminate us. And, well, tough luck for us. The tower is only impregnable for the infection from the outside. That's just how it works. The mechanics of it. Mechanics, huh? Like you know what the word even means. I need proof. Ah, just ask anyone, even Capella. Yeah, go pay her a visit. She doesn't believe in the tower's miracles at all, but she'll provide you with proof, alright. She wouldn't lie after all. Which means her testimony is the most reliable one, I guess. Indeed, she seemed like a very reasonable young lady to me. I mean, I don't need to be told twice. If you're going to tell me not to waste medicine on some kids, then I'm not going to waste medicine on some kids. I don't know why I need to jump through hoops to prove that I don't need to waste medicine on kids, but I guess a quest is a quest. Even though they keep massively failing to reward me in any meaningful way, I guess I'll keep doing them because, like, what else am I going to do, right? Sleep all day? I could sleep all day. That's a very compelling thought, actually. I could just sleep. Could just bed down for the night. Not have to deal with any of this shit. Wake up just before midnight and go have a look around the arbitoire. That's how you pronounce that word, for sure. For sure. The abattoir where they butcher the bovines. Yes, indeed. You got nothing useful? Nope. Useless. Useless. Okay, exhaustion is now officially an issue, according to my stats. Maybe we'll sleep at Capella's. Do I care about a lockpick? Do I care? I guess I care about drugs. We'll take some drugs. I know I was only just saying I need to break into more houses, but I've got a few lockpicks left, I think, so there's no rush on that. Really wish more of these would have Schmalders, though. I do only have 2, right? Yeah, I do only have 2. More of them would be very, very helpful. Very, very helpful. I know it's possible to just save scum your way to getting like an infinite supply of them, which is basically what I did at the end of the last campaign. But it takes a lot of time and effort, and I'm not sure I'm going to be bothered to do that, so I just want to sort of passively collect as many of them as I can, you know. Make life for myself at the end of this game a lot easier. Capella. You've stayed. I'm surprised. I was sure you'd take the first opportunity to leave this place.
Only to be found someplace new in the morning.
That's nice. They say, young lady, that you're somewhat skeptical towards the particular qualities of this polyhedron. And who says that? Its inhabitants. That's not how it is. You cannot ignore the obvious. The tower does manage to perform truly breathtaking feats. And yes, by the way, I am sure that the disease, being of particular interest to you or any other evil from outside, cannot get into the tower whatsoever. It is evil enough on its own. I'd like to know more about this inherent evil, young lady. I admit that the tower can perform miracles, but I do not believe it's miraculous by nature. It's dead, you see, it does not live. That is why it can do what it does. A living person would see just how blasphemous it is. So what does it do? It seems to somehow affect the internal state of a person. And so the wonderful but fleeting things such as dreams, love, the accidental occurrence of fantasies, obsession with desires or mystical games, all of those things last forever inside against their evanescent nature. Like the band who did the Wake Me Up Inside song. Incredible, are you laughing at me? Not in the slightest, that's exactly why the children are so fond of it. All their wonderful games, the magical places, the journeys towards outer worlds, all the wonders of childhood are concentrated in the tower, and they never go. You are laughing at me. It also allows you to come back, say, to a particular dream, or a forgotten game, but most importantly, it allows you to do so in someone else's company. You can bring a person, or even persons, I believe, into your dream. They can see your reverie through your own eyes. They can fall in love with what you love. If there's even a shred of truth to what you're saying, then it is indeed astonishing. Yes, the tower preserves childhood together with all its magic. But you cannot grasp a miracle and hold on to it mechanically. You cannot treat the miraculous like that. A miracle can only reveal itself through a living person, like my mother, and be born of magical power, not of rationale. So does the tower do it rationally? The Canes have set up a seditious experiment. The Stamatins brag that they had overcome the laws of gravity and Euclidean geometry, while in reality it was the Canes who took it upon themselves to attack the laws of sorcery and the miraculous powers that stumble upon our world from time to time. When the Stamatins were building ladders, the Canes were creating foci. If everybody settled for this line of thinking, humankind would never have conquered the skies or explored the nature of flame. I don't know. You are brave, but my duty dictates caution. It's getting more and more frightening by the minute. The reckoning is yet to come if it hasn't already. The tower defies the very nature of miracles, you see. It imprisons them. And that's why the wisest children have already left it. How curious. Which ones, apart from you, that is? Taichik, for instance. A 5-year-old kid worshipped by the kin. They call her the Mother Superior. She was merely a careless kidling in the tower, and now she's in charge of the termitary and the 5,000 souls inside. Have you been there already, by the way? I'm worried about her. I have. If you happen to come by, please give her this medicine and tell her that me personally, it's important, that I told her to take it if she ever feels unwell. She will trust me. Otherwise, they'll keep taking those horrible yellow pills. The only ones they acknowledge. Sure. And this tower of yours was most engaging. The story of it, that is. I'm very happy I've decided to drop by. Please come by later to tell me how it went. It means the world to me. Alright. Oh, she gave me tablets.
What?
It's like a stronger version of the stuff I've been trading off kids. I mean, I guess I'll give it to Tyre. I'm not desperate for it. If I really needed it, I probably would have nicked it off her, but like, I guess it pays to be in Tyre's good books if she's in charge of that horde of people in the termitary. Nice to have friends in high places, even if they are only 3 feet tall, you know? Nothing from you. Okay. I meant to sleep at Capella's and I completely forgot, and now I'm like dying. It's quite unfortunate. I guess we could... Yeah, we'll walk up the river, sleep at the Sabarovs. We got plenty of time left today. Plenty of time left today. Although unfortunately not plenty of time left in this video. So I think on that note, what we're going to do is wrap up. I'll see you next time. Bye.